watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James. And this is the new M240i.
But why would you have that when you can have one of these for the same money? A 2018 OG M2. Oh, and I bought one. This one is mine. There aren't many cars that have all the right ingredients, but I just bought one of them. That's right, I bought an M2. It's a 2018 OG with 20,000 kilometers on it. It's in pristine condition, has a manual transmission, and ever since it was delivered to me, I've realized that not only is it the best car I've ever owned, it's also the best car in this room.
Is it? Because this new 2 Series is newer. And in M240i xDrive spec can be driven all year round and packs more power. So, for the same price as that M2, it's got a fresh warranty, a fresh face, and all of the new tech. And I would wager that it can destroy that real M car in a straight line. And even though Thomas agreed to no such bet, he did put himself and his new car forward for the slaughter.
Okay, let me get my excuses out of the way. First of all, this is a manual transmission, which, well, it does make me more handsome and a superior car enthusiast. It's slower off the line, no question. And this is rear-wheel drive. His is all-wheel drive. And this has less power and torque. Yeah. However, he's carrying a moose with him, an extra 400 pounds, right? So I might win the roll race. Probably not going to win the roll race.
He's just over there making his excuses, isn't he? I can see it. I haven't got any. Launch control.
All right, here we go. I gotta be gentle.
He's going down. He's going down.
Gotta be gentle.
Oh, and I'm way ahead.
And yeah, there's just no chance.
Flying ahead. He's got nothing. Nothing.
I got no traction. Oh, that's so embarrassing.
In the distance. Ooh, that is very, very quick. I have to remind myself I'm not in the new M2.
So embarrassing. I'm sorry, everybody that owns an M2. There's just nothing I could do. It's -1 degree Celsius. There's just nothing I could do. I tried. I really tried. I really did. I really, really tried. It's embarrassing.
This does have a few more numbers than yours. But,
it has more numbers, yeah. Same number of wheels, but 2 more of them are driven. Yeah.
In a row.
In a row? I still don't have a chance.
We're just going to reduce this to just casual racism then.
But we could try. We could try.
You're lighter. It's lighter.
Yeah? Uh-huh. There's just no traction.
Let's give you a go.
I've just got nothing. Want to do a roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, roll race.
Now we're going to remove the traction issues that Thomas is having, and the shifting. Oh, I guess that's, yeah. Well, we're just going to see.
All right, here we go. Roll race.
And go.
Come on, lower weight. Come on, lower weight. No, it's just so much more horsepower in that thing. That's insane.
You know what? This just takes it. If you take away the fact that he's manually shifting, this is just ahead. They're very matched. They're very, very matched. He's all upset. He's probably going to go do some drifts and stuff now.
BMW, you don't need the non-M2 series to be that quick. Jesus.
But
All right, his might have more torque and be a little bit newer, but this is a real M car. That means it can do this. I've always loved the M2, that's why I bought one. It's just this angry, snarling little warthog of a car. Just feels so edgy. Everything happens so quickly. And since this is the OG M2, not the Comp or the CS, it's quite a lot lighter than the one that James is driving and those cars. It only revs to 7,000, but it just feels viciously quick all the way through the rev range. Personally, I am going to upgrade the exhaust because I don't think it snarls enough. I want more volume out of it. I used to have an E46 M3, as many of you know, and I miss the way that that thing wails. This doesn't wail the same way. It's the price of turbocharging, torque. I will say this is on the Continental tires, and really not super impressed with them overall. Low grip and lots of road noise. Of course, the cold temps and mediocre tires meant that sometimes the legendary M2 front grip doesn't exist. This thing is so easy to... Oh, I've gone off the track.
you know why X-Drive is such a wonderful thing? Because if you go off the track a little bit, you don't get completely stuck.
Yeah. Anyway. And like the one that James is in, this has a horsepower number that's higher than its torque number. So it just feels so wonderfully powerful, all the way to 7,000. I'm lucky enough that I get to drive a lot of high-performance cars, and some of them feel like they're, what's the word, they're doing too much for you, right? Even when you turn the traction control systems all the way off, some of them feel very safe, very well balanced. This doesn't have that sense that it wants to take care of you when you turn the traction control all the way off, which you have to do to turn off auto rev match, which is stupid. So you gotta really pay attention. It moves so quickly in a slide like that because the wheelbase is so short. One of the reasons why I've always loved this car. It really feels like you have to drive it. It really, really does. When I first got into this, I hadn't driven an OG M2 since about 2017. And I forgot that the steering is quite good, actually. Better than I remember it being. It's not really that numb. I mean, this car is not without its faults, however. For some reason, as far as I understand, there's only one diff bushing in the rear, so with these tires, I am getting wheel hop at low speed. Not when you're sliding like that though, thankfully. So maybe I'll do a suspension upgrade at some point, and the dampers aren't adjustable like they are in James's or in the CS. The ride isn't too bad, but it is a little bit stiff. But probably most importantly, and the reason that I'm happy that I'm driving this one on a track right now and not the one that James is in, is that it has a manual transmission. A manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, a proper M limited slip differential. I think I bought the right car, for my purposes anyway.
All right, Thomas is blowing a lot of smoke, and he's in an M2. This is an M240. Now, mathematically, and Thomas isn't here to defend himself, this is 120 times the car. Seriously though, for the same money, I put it to you that this is as much M car than his, if not more, actually, because this has M wing mirrors and his doesn't. So whatever you make of that, that's up to you. His also doesn't have what people consider a fully fledged M engine, that N55, and this B58 is beefier now. So I have more horsepower and torque than him, which it delivers smoothly, nice little bangs on the upshift, and with the help of the Harman Kardon sound system, it sounds pretty good too. Because the world is starting to come around to realizing how very, very good this B58 engine is. In the Supra, in the M240i, getting a speed warning. That's how good it is. Speed warning. Ignore. Now, it doesn't have the same power as what a modern M car would have, because this isn't a full-fat M car. The incoming M2 will solve that issue. But what it does have that modern M cars have, from factory now, is an M Sport differential. It also has X-Drive, which once would have disqualified it as an M car. But now, the M3, the M4, the M5, they've all got X-Drive. This, admittedly, can't decouple the front axle to go full rear-wheel drive crazy mode. So, in that sense, it's not really a full modern M car. But like the M3 and M4, it has the ZF 8-speed, which, as we know, is very smooth, very good, just not that exciting. So it's got a lot more in common with an M car than you'd expect it to have.
And don't think that that X-Drive all-wheel drive system gets in the way either, because in this car, it's incredibly rear-wheel drive biased.
So, if I throw it into a corner, it does full drifts like an M car. That means that this overladen, almost 3,900 pound all-wheel drive car can actually be a lot of fun on the track. That's fun! So, incredibly competent, incredibly quick car that now is more on the side of luxury than it ever has. And I've lived with this car, and I will say that even though it has adaptive suspension as an option on this, even in comfort mode, it's a very busy ride. And it's not teeth chattering in the way that like the original Toyota 86 was, or the Subaru BRZ. It's just, it's busy in the way that if you have boobs, they're gonna jiggle. Stop. Do you know what's happening? Which is a bit of a shame, because something like an Audi or a Mercedes is better just at cruising. They're able to cruise, but you feel more relaxed. This is a bit hyper, and that was one of my issues with the 2 Series always. Great for spirited driving. Just wouldn't mind if it was a bit more of a cruiser. Especially now, it looks more like a bruiser. It looks like I don't know, maybe it's the purple affecting me, but it looks like a Charger. But we'll get to looks in a second. It's fun. There's just a few things then that it needs to succeed at. And I don't know if it does. I'm going to go talk with Thomas about that now. And yes, his new M2, which he's so excited about. All right, you had some fun with that.
Yes, I did.
And you can have fun with this. First of all,
Anyway.
Big congratulations to Thomas.
Thank you.
We've both worked so hard.
Yes, therefore I could buy a car.
Yes.
You should buy a car. He should buy a car, shouldn't he? Your Miata is old.
My Miata is all I need. Speaking of needs/wants,
yes.
Why didn't you get the M2 competition? Because that's kind of, we've sung its praises for so long.
A few reasons, actually. I thought this actually took me a really long time to decide, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
I'm going to list them really quick because you that care will care why I chose an M2. So, I like the look of the M2 comp better. I think it's a better looking front end.
Okay.
But I wanted it in Long Beach blue.
Which you can get the M2 comp in.
But it looks weird in Long Beach blue. The M2 comp looks better in the white, whatever it's called, the Alpine white, I think.
Okay.
And also, this has the N55 engine. A little bit less powerful, not a real M engine, but it is better on fuel, and it is arguably more reliable. Also, the exhaust in stock form is a little bit more throaty and growly, which I really, really like. And the seats are more comfortable for long journeys, even though they don't look as good as the comp. And it's lighter, and light and weight is everything, as I'm sure you experienced.
Hey, you know what? People go on about the weight of this, and I think...
Anyway, the M2, okay. So, ask me more questions.
I have no more questions.
You should. You should.
First of all, I love the color.
Yes,
and it's
good.
the color I tried to match my Miata to when I wrapped it. So this is this might just be my single favorite color on the road, next to Mazda's Soul.
Did you hear that? That is on the record. My car is his favorite color.
No, favorite color. Yeah, favorite color.
Car.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got this PPF'd.
You got it PPF'd, ceramic coated.
Yes, I did, by AMP Motorsports. XPEL sent the PPF, right? It's the full, like, crazy 10 mil PPF. You could literally take a screwdriver to this, and it is fully protected.
We should try it.
Can we not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of protection. It's a lot of money, but
they honestly did a wonderful job. You cannot tell that it's PPF'd. I'm so happy that it's done now. And ask me about my wheels.
Are you going to keep those wheels?
Nope, I'm going to upgrade them. Yeah. So Apex. I use Apex wheels on my race car, which are really cool. And they just released one that looks like kind of the M2 CS wheel, which is called the VS5RS, I believe, and it's super cool looking.
It's a catchy name.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to hopefully put those on in the spring, and I can't decide if I want to do like a bronze.
I'm
or
glad
not,
Thomas is really excited.
The
about
bronze
his
and the
car.
blue
He
would
should
look
be
really,
excited
really good.
about a car.
Yeah.
But this is the new one, Thomas. This is the new.
Yeah, it looks good. Anyway, I'm thinking I'm leaning towards bronze, but like they do like a brushed steel that would be pretty nice.
If you're wondering why
as
we
well.
haven't made a video on his Alpha or his Mercedes, it's just because it's just going to be this.
I went with the black grille as well. It was chrome, right? But
I like the black grille. And I see you've even gone with the Rude Boy license plate moved to the side, even though it's on a weird angle.
Okay, it's on a weird angle because I lined it up with this line here, but I'm regretting it, and I think I might level it with the Horizon. Just leave your comments to yourself. Okay, we should probably talk about this.
Okay, so back to what we were saying before, the weight. Now, I think that if you complain about the number of this car, you're as bad as the girls on Tinder who say you need to be tall and over 6 foot. Because the number is not everything.
Yeah, but there's no objective reason for someone to be like that. There is an objective reason for this to be lighter, and it is fat. I haven't driven it yet, to be fair.
You hear that, Tinder girls? There's actually a reason.
All right. No, it weighs way too much.
For the car, for a 2 Series.
For a 2 Series, yes.
But it doesn't have the grille that the 3 and the 4 have got now. And listen, all I needed this to be was a not ugly 4 Series because they've decimated that car in my eyes.
Okay, so this front end looks totally fine. I actually kind of like it.
They've gone muscular with this car.
What I don't like is the M wing mirrors. What is that? Like, talk about dilution. Like, what else do they need to do? Seriously, it's also got like a full M like hood bulge, right? Like this, like.
But you're paying 68 grand for it as spec, so you want some of those things. We got the 230 coming next year.
Altogether too much money, I think, in general. Then, right?
It's a lot.
Especially when it looks like that from the back.
It's a lot, but it's got.
Yeah, your butt. It is a butt. It's a horrible butt.
Yeah, it's quite an abrupt stop.
Why are the headlights where they are? They look like they're just
Yeah.
way out and
People
way
have
down.
people have compared them to Sid from Ice Age.
That is 100% what it looks like.
But
yeah.
the purple, which is called Midnight Thunder Metallic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
is very nice, and it's very nice to see BMW, not just Dodge, but BMW having some fun with the colours.
What are they dodging?
No, Dodge. Like Stellantis.
Oh, I see.
Are like the only other company having fun with colours.
I feel like an idiot now. Anyway, I actually really like the purple in this. It's really cool. It's a really, really fun color. And who just bought a purple BMW? Alex Karston from Car Throttle. He bought an old purple E46 wagon,
Yeah,
which broke down immediately
within 24 hours
on the side of the road. Yeah.
Hopefully this doesn't.
Shout out, Alex.
But yeah, so this just needs to be a Not Ugly 4 Series, and the beauty of the 2 Series, and we discovered it the first time we drove the M2,
Yeah.
was that an adult can fit in the back.
Should we try that right now?
Completely negating the need for a 4 Series now.
Ooh, let's try it right now. All right, I'm gonna get in the back of this, you get in the back of that, and then we'll switch.
Okay.
Okay. I actually have no idea what's gonna happen here.
Okay. All right. So our hair brushed it in that.
Okay, in I go.
Uh-oh.
100% fine. 100% fine.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not fine.
Ready? Switch.
Oh no. No, what have you done, BMW?
I have knee room. I have head room. I'm a strong 6 feet. I'm not. Oh no! All right, get in that one.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Why'd they do that?
So they've gone and cocked that up.
Why'd they do that?
This is no longer a usable adult backseat.
No.
And that is just such a shame. I was so upset.
Yeah.
It was the first thing I wanted to know about this car.
That's a bummer. What about the interior? Should we check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Say hello to modern BMW.
Yeah. Yeah. It is the exact same as like and all of them.
It is, but
Yeah.
that was a necessary jump for the 2 Series because it was starting to feel aged.
Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't the 2 Series be worse?
It is a little
Then
bit worse.
it's-
There's a few
Yeah,
there's
okay, a little
scratchy
bit.
plastics and
But there's like trimmed leathers. It's
Oh,
got
no,
the
it's-
same steering wheel as the M8.
it is a very, very nice interior in here, perfectly right for the price. We have these cool, the M tri-colours here.
I really like this, and it flashes when the doors open, which is really nice.
We've even got some like design going on
Yep.
on the interior of the door here.
No, it's really nice, and it's got the new infotainment, which is getting better the more that they update it, but it's still not quite as intuitive as the one in my M2.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I own an M2. I'm just saying that because I like that. But you can now get a gauge cluster that's not that gauge cluster.
Yeah, you can save. This is like the digital something upgrade,
Yeah.
a singular option, at least in Canada, and you can now get a normal analog gauge cluster for the 2 Series.
Yeah, mostly analog, still some digital going on. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nothing going.
Yeah, I dig that.
There's no anti-clockwise rev counter.
No, I think that's probably the way to go because I'm not a big fan of that gauge cluster.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's pretty spacious. In here.
I can't hide my disappointment about the rear seats. That was the thing that this had. Because someone buying this car might be upgrading from a BRZ, Toyota 86, where they've kind of had 2 seats in the back. but
Yeah.
They don't want to go for the 4-door, and this was the answer.
Yeah.
And now it's basically the same as an 86. You're just kind of like that, and
It does seem dumb.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
You just want a BMW?
Because it was just such a win for the 2 Series, and it's gone now.
Yeah.
And then you got the 4 Series with the grille. I don't know what the perfect BMW to get is.
I think that what they're trying to do is they're leaning too much towards luxury.
This is a luxury car now,
This is-
which
this
was
is full
fine.
on.
Like the 3 and 4, stepping away from the performance, it was kind of like, okay, but leave the 2 alone.
Yeah, that's right.
But just leave the 2
They
alone.
kind of did, and
With
visually.
just the grille.
Yeah.
Just the grille.
Yeah.
And it, the way this car looks, curb appeal, it is a much, the previous Gen 2 series was narrow, it had skinny tyres, it didn't look upmarket enough. This now has presence. Now you could see this outside of a nightclub and it looks like a BMW.
Yeah.
But it just was the 2. Just leave the 2.
Just leave it to
or at least
alone.
give us the 1 now or something.
Yeah,
Or
we need a 1 back.
Or the
yeah.
-1.
Give it the 0.5.
Like this is a solid, fast, all-wheel drive coupe that can last the whole year round. But
It's maybe too much money.
It's not, hashtag not my 2 Series.
Okay, we don't need to do a full review of the M2 interior because that is, for the record, that's a 2018, so it got the facelift. So it's got the same gauges as the M2 comp, which is really nice.
Right.
Right, and it has an infotainment that I find to be a little bit more intuitive than this. But otherwise, it is just previous gen stuff. But by the way, if you're getting an OG M2, get the 2018 because it is an LCI, which stands for
Life Cycle Impulse.
There you go. Why? We don't know. It's stupid.
All right, I'm going to go drive
it
your
now?
Life
Yeah?
Cycle Impulse, and
Okay,
you take
that
this.
sounded dirty. Okay.
Take this for a rip.
Okay.
Okay, in Thomas's M2. Now this is more car. Well, it's less car if you think about the weight, but it's more car as far as pedigree and badge. It's more willing to throw the back end out, that's for sure, because it's only powering the rear wheels. You know what the difference is? I got a bigger grin going on in this car. And it's an unquantifiable, and it's bullshit really to be able to call a car better because of that, but, and I want to say that the fixed suspension in this is even more settled. For me, the conclusion is, this is a proper M2. The M240i is a really, really solid M240i. And I'm now excited for the incoming M2. I just will only be able to sit in the front seat of it. That's just the way it is. But this is a great car.
Okay. I might be having more fun than I thought I was going to. Credit where credit's due. This car is heavy, but BMW has made it not feel as heavy as it is. This weighs as much as a V8 Mustang, maybe even a convertible V8 Mustang. And it doesn't feel like that right now to me. Under braking, on turn in, but I think the price you pay for that, as I'm sure James mentioned, is the suspension is a lot stiffer, even in comfort mode. And those, I think the anti-roll bars are very, very stiff. I mean, this isn't an M car. I'm not expecting it to be able to do M things, but since it is X-Drive, that's me basically doing a drift. You know, I'm constantly fighting the all-wheel drive system as it's trying to pull it straight, but there's smoke coming out the back. It is a fun little car. I just think that it would be better. It's already, trust me, it's good. It would just be better if it was cheaper and lighter. It is very good. Objectively, it is very good. No, it's not as engaging as an M2 for the same money, obviously, but I mean, if you want the new technology and you want all-wheel drive, this is the way to do it. Just make sure you only photograph it from the front.
And let's not forget, in North America, this is just the middle trim. There is an incoming M2. And despite my concerns with this car, and there are a couple, in BMW's mission to keep the 2 Series a driver's car, they have succeeded at that. Apart from the rear seat space and a third pedal, it leaves you wanting for nothing. And as long as the M2 still gets a manual option, the M240i can take its rightful place as the less crazy, easier to live with all-rounder.
I agree. For the most part, the new 2 Series is a high-performing all-arounder. Yes, it's perhaps too close to what a 4 Series should be, and if this is now the lightest, smallest rear-wheel drive-based BMW we can get this side of the ocean, that's a bit sad. But at least BMW has shown us its chassis tuning prowess once again. And assuming the new M2 doesn't get its own dumb face, it could be a worthy successor to the original. Until then, excuse me while I drive the socks off of this 2 Series. Thanks for watching.